Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be discussing the many comebacks that happened in January. Before we begin, can I just say how we barely got to catch a break this month with the number of comebacks that happened? We basically had some of the greatest comebacks of the year already, and this month was basically a soloist battleground. Timestamps are in the description box if you only want to check out my thoughts on specific comebacks. I'm not able to talk about every single release cause this video is already long enough. So hit me up in the comments if you want to hear my thoughts on releases that weren't mentioned here. Anywho's, enough rambling. Let's get started. Holy smokes, this was everything I expected and so much more. Everything emits so much girl boss energy, I love it. It sounds like a Red Velvet B-side mixed with an aespa B-side with some Super M production. There's been a lot of heated debate concerning the lyrics and their intention behind the song, about whether it's perpetuating misogyny and harmful stereotypes. I'd highly recommend checking out Breezy Zenny's video, cause all of my thoughts were basically said there in a much more eloquent way than I could have done, and she brings up a lot of interesting points. A lot of people were expecting a groundbreaking female empowerment song with this group and were really upset after watching it. Yeah, the lyrics are cringy, but the idea behind the group is pretty groundbreaking and never seen before. I'd say I'm a realistic person and have listened to and followed a heck ton of SM artists over the years. From what I saw with Super M, I went into this expecting amazing production, kick-ass performance and God-sent vocals, but more commercial and catchy lyrics. I feel like people need to learn to set their expectations in the right things for different groups, and to also not set their expectations way too high cause it's inevitable that you'll be disappointed. I don't really see anything wrong with the lyrics because it is very surface level, but even from the superficial lyrics, it's about a girl who's telling another girl to stay away from and respect her relationship with her boyfriend. I could name plenty of other songs that take this to a whole other level and even talk about women hating women, which I don't interpret from Step Back. If I were to play devil's advocate here, perhaps it is about female empowerment because the girl is standing up for herself and her relationship. But again, I personally don't expect much from the lyrics from a group like this. However, that's not to say that SM is lacking in impressive lyricism, cause that's not true. I just think with a group like Girls on Top, I saw this as a group that had a greater focus on performance instead of other avenues of artistic expression. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Could they have given them a better song? Yeah, it's a possibility. Should they have given them a better song? I think that's up for interpretation. I think it's fine as the first song that'll start off this big project, and I say we should wait until the next group comes out to see what direction SM wants to take with this project. Okay, the video editor popped off. Shouting and Hikaru are just after my heart. I'm sorry I'm being disloyal, Eugene. Jihyun main vocalist come through, my queen. BAEKHYUN is just a goddamn gorgeous galactic Barbie doll brought to life. She's stunning. Y'all haters better back off and shut up or else I'ma throw these hands. And oh my word, Taeyeon's stage presence is insane. I love the whole alien space concept and think it totally suits them. Mask kinda sounds like an Eyes 1 B-side. And unpopular opinion, but Another Dream is the best song on the album. Back to Wadada. The beginning of the chorus sounds like your typical 4th gen girl group chorus, but the overall structure to me sounds messy on first listen. It just feels like they're trying to squish in a reference to the show's theme song, but it ends up feeling forced and not like a natural progression. But after a few listens it sounds normal and somewhat alright. Side note, does anyone else get Kristen vibes from the MV?
Come on, wake up, 나를 따라 do it like this. 주저앉지 말고 그냥 do it like this.
When the song started, I immediately had to pause the video cause of how Jihyun walked on screen looking so fresh and fine. Hot damn. It's a good day to be a Jihyun bias. The MV looks quite different to what K-pop MVs usually look like. It looks more Western. It also mildly reminds me of NCT 127's Regular. Also love the addition of the Back to the Future car. When the MV ended, I had to play it again cause I was literally crying from how dope it was the first time round. It should be illegal to produce music this good. It still amazes me that these guys have a hand in almost every aspect of their comeback and they always manage to deliver the very best. That's king shit right there. Side note, if y'all really like Kiho's soulful voice, make sure to stream the heck out of Before the Dawn. We've barely started the year but it's gotta be one of the best B-sides of 2022. Pop off king. When I heard this was gonna be happening I honestly had no idea what it would sound like. Ruby sounds like it could have been a 17 song but that's really no surprise since Woozi produces a heck ton of their songs. Overall I was thoroughly surprised. Surprised at the sound of the song. Surprised at the fact that it's entirely in English. Surprised at Woozi going off on the electric guitar. And surprised at how much artistry this god amongst men was able to pull off in a not even 3-minute song. This is their best title track by far. Their previous stuff seemed messy to me and I never listened to them again after the first listen. But now I've actually added Bob into my main playlist. Everything about the song seems much more cleaner and cohesive. I've kept my eye on them since debut cause I like their unique sound. Plus I thought they were really funny. And this is finally the comeback that is making me want to stan them. I think this should have been their first comeback or even debut song in all honesty. Last year we had Idol's I Burn album. This year we have ONEWE's Planet 9 Voyager for those immaculate winter vibes in the new year. I like that they have more of your conventional rock elements in montage. It spices up the album and brings in something different as opposed to your regular K-band sound. The Voyager album is basically on par with Alter Ego. The B-sides are all exceptional, though they are a bit darker in mood compared to the ones on Alter Ego. If we were to have a battle between Universe and Rain to Be, I think Universe would win for me. Honestly the best part of this comeback was seeing Yohan on the guitar. As a former trumpet player I always find it so sexy whenever artists use Latin American style trumpets. IDK the muted sound is just so satisfying to me. Love Me Like is definitely a song that sounds like it was released in the mid-2010s but I'm not complaining. It's like a mix of Vamos and What's Going On. It's a sexier version of Vamos with a more suave intensity compared to What's Going On. The song also reminds me of Card's BamBam, and I see some inspirations from EXO's Love Shot in the MV. There are also a lot of third-gen vibes from the B-sides. I was ecstatic when I saw Kevin in the center for the chorus. He barely gets any lines and now here he is front and center, getting the spotlight he rightfully deserves. I really wish that they had repeated the chorus one last time to close the song cause it's not even 3 minutes long. I was so sad when I heard that 4 of the members had caught the you-know-what. They had prepared so much for this comeback and I'm glad that the members have recovered and are set to return soon. Oh damn, this group is really something. Their rappers are on a whole other level. Same as their vocalists too. And that choreo hits so hard. Everything about this song and MV screams 3rd gen. With a song titled TNT I was expecting your typical 4th gen noise music but I was quite surprised and impressed with how smooth and satisfying it sounds. Gonna keep my eye on them for their next comeback. They've definitely started the year off on the right foot. Sailor Moon Who. Vocals and styling are on point. My serotonin levels are high. My depression is cured. This was so epic. I actually wasn't planning on checking out this comeback cause their debut wasn't my taste. But then I saw a bunch of people hyping this up like crazy and I heard a snippet of the song which got me curious cause it sounded retro. Literally if there's one way to get me to check out a song just tell me it's retro. A lot of my childhood cartoons were from the 80s and 90s and had that distinct East Asian retro sound in their music which is what I'm hearing in Super Yuppers. When they debuted I wasn't sure how I felt about the whole camp concept of the unit, even though I did like the fact that they were reviving a lost and forgotten concept in K-pop. But with Super Yuppers I've actually grown to appreciate and love this unit a lot more. I love how it's solely meant to be fun and to not be taken seriously. That's what I really miss about old K-pop. Alex is basically giving us free therapy with this song. I feel like I've heard something like this before but I can't put my finger on it. I wanna say it sounds like one of those slower pop songs released in the mid 2010s. Though I like this new direction in sound for her. I miss her old music videos cause her more recent ones can't even compete with them. No slander though cause her MV visuals always match the mood of her songs. And it looks like we're getting a return of her more cinematic MVs. Jesus, that epilogue has got me hyped for the next comeback.
Everything about you now is bittersweet. That's a song in the
Lately I've become so obsessed with Eric's voice. Any Other Way hooked me in right away and had me highly anticipating this release. I love the indie retro vibes of the album. I used to listen to a lot of music like this before I got into K-pop and I still love finding songs like this. I really wish that I could go to his concert but given the current situation right now I don't think it'd be wise to travel out of state. Oh well, there'll always be a next time. Something shifted in my brain because of this comeback. I used to be a fan but now I'm a whole ass wind turbine. This doesn't sound like a song. It sounds like an anthem. And I would kill to see this live. Also I swear this legit looks like an NSYNC or Backstreet Boys music video. Everything from the clothes to the sets to the euphoria lighting to the fisheye lens. Everything about it warrants a chef's kiss. I'd say if you like their B-sides from the Dilemma album, you'll like this song. I didn't really know how to rank this song against their previous title tracks at first because it is so different. But after a few weeks of listening to it, it's actually become my favorite song of theirs period and I actively seek it out and put it on repeat every day. I hope they do more stuff like this. Something that's a bit more hip hop based cause I think they absolutely nailed this switch up in sound. It is your typical ENHYPEN song. It's addictive and catchy and something that's really unique. But it seems a lot more rebellious and angry as opposed to their lore heavy, mystical vampire coven thing that they did. Like I'm sure there's lore somewhere in here but it's less obvious. As a Lunar stan you can bet that I love having a bit of lore but I also like it when groups dim it down a bit and just have fun with a concept for a comeback. Like with Omega X I wish this song was longer. Also I really wish that we got more than 2 new songs cause they've just left me wanting more. From the title alone I thought we'd get something bright like BAEKHYUN's Candy or Woozi's Sugar. This on the other hand is like if red velvet carpets and liquor-filled crystal glasses was a song. It's honestly so Yohan. It's effortless sexiness. I love the suaveness of the song. It's so unbelievably smooth to the ears. The visuals are something that I've seen before but that shouldn't discount how insanely gorgeous the MV is. I love the comeback but I really wish we can get a Wheein comeback soon cause it's been too long. I get a lot of second early third gen vibes from the jazzy burlesque sound. It's honestly so refreshing to hear something like this nowadays. No hate towards Natti Natasha but I was expecting to see just the 6 girls for this cause it's been forever since the last comeback. Also was expecting more than just a single. But nevertheless this was such an amazing collab. I'm genuinely shook at how smooth and groovy it is. When a K-pop group collabs with a non-K-pop artist, there is the possibility that it'll sound forced. But thankfully this isn't the case here and it sounds like it was exclusively made for the 2 of them. Damn, they really took the title of the song literally. I had to avert my eyes many a times when I watched their comeback stage. Good heavens. I'm kind of indifferent to the song at the moment. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I would let it play if it came up on my shuffle and I have added it to a few of my playlists. Libido had my expectations quite high going into this and I still listen to that song a heck ton to this day. I say give me a month or 2 and I might change my opinion on the song. It's definitely a strong comeback for them and I'm glad that they've kept that strength and power, especially after losing a member.
Come around, come around, come around, come around, come around, you make me happy.
My queen is glowing here. She looks so ethereal and confident. I recently started listening to her debut EP again and it reignited my love for her voice. It's so soothing and calm yet sultry at the same time. I could listen to it all day. If you like I use more whimsical and mellow songs like Palette, I think you'll like this. I was a bit worried that something would have to be sacrificed with this release since she's changed companies, but this just proves that I had nothing to worry about. It's a tad early to say, but I think I like this more than Watercolor, and that song is a goddamn masterpiece. I'd say that out of all of Mamamoo's solo stuff, Wheein's is the closest to my taste in music, and this new album has made me adore her even more.
I'm the villain, baby, I got the power.
This was what I was hoping they'd come back with after Vertigo. It's a Woolim song, so of course it's well made and their vocals are insane. It'll take some time for me to get used to this new image of them, cause this is literally a complete 180 from Free Pass. It sounds like something a third gen group would release. After deep consideration, I think it sounds like it could have been a Monster X song. Anyone else get that vibe? This is without a doubt their best title track and music video ever. I love it so much. Haeyoung's high notes sent me to a whole other dimension. I had a feeling this comeback was going to steal my heart, and it most certainly has. It reminds me a bit of Feel Good, which used to be my favorite title track of theirs. I'm really hoping that this comeback marks only the beginning of a really big year for the girls, cause they deserve the most. This is such a cute and creative concept for her. It's honestly too perfect. I always kinda thought that Yena would debut in a girl group. Not necessarily in Everglow, I wasn't ever sold on that idea, but basically I never imagined to see her debut as a soloist. Back on track to the song. The MV is so amazing. I love the art style and how fresh and fun it is. I'm not usually one for very cheery and bright K-pop songs, but I can't deny that this is a bop and a half. And that chorus is so catchy and infectious. It really does make you smile. Also, having Bibi feature on this was just the cherry on top for me.
Cause I can't control myself.
Love the La La Land feel of the MV and the story shown. The best part of the song and music video is definitely the bridge and final verse. It's not my favorite Taeyeon song, but it's still pretty good, and it's impressive how you can feel so many emotions in her voice alone in this song. But then again, what more do you expect from the legend herself? Can't wait for the rest of the album to drop. Y'all, I was so pumped for this. My history with G-Friend was short-lived but amazing. I got into them during Apple era and only got to experience another comeback before their disbandment. However, during that time Yuju and Sinbi stood out to me so much. When I heard that G-Friend was gonna disband, there wasn't a doubt in my mind that Yuju was going to debut solo, cause I mean she's literally one of the best third-gen vocalists. I was expecting a whimsical ballad, something that's similar to what G-Friend used to do. So you could imagine how shook I was with this seductive oriental tune. It sounds like a first-gen sexy concept song. I'm amazed at how well it suits her, cause I've only ever seen the image of Yuju as an angelic main vocalist. I'm seriously so excited for what awaits for her in the future. I have a feeling she's gonna be really big soon. I was hoping to see more of the dark, sultry, minimalistic aesthetic we saw in Who Are You. Slow-mo looks like a more toned down and muted Ribbon, but it sounds like the kind of vibe I was expecting. Something that's kinda lo-fi and atmospheric. I think they could have gone with something a bit less pastel and used more of those sunset hues, just to distinguish the era from Ribbon. But that's just my opinion, and the MV looks mind-blowingly beautiful regardless. Oh god, it's been so long. I don't know how I survived a whole year without new VICTON music, though I can't really complain that much cause we had Seungwoo and Hansei release solo stuff. Side note, Hansei's hair this era left me speechless, my god. I'd say this sounds quite different to what they've put out before, and it doesn't really sound like a VICTON song. It sounds like it easily could have been an Astro or Shiny song, but visually it looks like the successor to what I said. It's a good song, but I don't think it's something that I'd listen to regularly or at all. I miss their more sentimental stuff like Nostalgic Night and Howling. It'll be interesting to see if they continue this new sound and whether any more members will debut solo this year. My money's on Seung Shik and or Sejun. I say this in the most non-judgmental way possible, but this release felt so weird to me. The instrumentals make it sound like an IZ*ONE song, but the lyrics sound so distinctly Mamamoo. I can actually imagine this being a Mamamoo release. That aside, I'm glad that Moonbyul decided to go with a more upbeat and fun song this time. Seriously, her versatility is insane. Also, she's got Ike performing with her, so that just makes it even better than it already is.
That this is my life.
The lyrics hit so hard. I wasn't expecting something this candid from Mark, but I'm so unbelievably thankful for this masterpiece. I love the cellos he incorporates. I don't really hear them that often in pop songs. My life just goes to show that simple is best. Here you're not distracted by the instrumentals, but rather they make you focus more on the lyrics and guide you along this journey that Mark wants to take you on. That's true artistry right there. But seriously man, I need more than an under 3-minute song please. You could pull a Taylor Swift and release a 10-minute song and I would thank the heavens every single day for it.
Got me feeling like
Oh, it's so groovy and addictive. I love that funky bass, love the visuals, and love the styling. I've used this word a lot in this video, but these guys look really suave. They are both elegant and cool and badass at the same time. It's something that you only really see with experienced idols. Anti-drops are either a hit or a miss for me, and this one friggin' slapped me across the room, especially with that choreography. I'd say this song sounds a lot simpler compared to their previous releases and is missing just a little smidge of that Pentagon magic, which is probably due to ONEWE being in the military. It's a whole bop regardless though, and is a great addition to Pentagon's flawless discography. Also, can we just talk about how this is their 12th mini album? Respect the hustle, people. Before I talk about the bad stuff, let's talk about the more less bad and positive stuff first. First off, I'm so thrilled that they're back. Second, they deserved a much better music video. I wonder what happened to their budget, cause this is basically just a glorified performance video. Though these girls made the absolute most of it. If we only look at the song, I'm not a fan, but that's just my personal taste. The only part that I do like is the bridge, cause Bin just slayed that high note. I love Nature's versatility and don't mind that they didn't go for another horror concept like a lot of people were hoping it was going to be. I can see their vision for a powerful, strong concept, but I don't think it was executed well. I actually really like the clothes that they're wearing, especially the color. It's just the combination of the bindis, the makeup and some parts of the choreography that are just not it. I don't want to say this cause I'm sure these girls have gone through a really tough time in the past year and worked hard for this, but I am disappointed with the comeback. Girls gave them something magical and I'm afraid they weren't able to capture it a second time. Yet, I know these girls can do better than this, so I still have hope for them. I'm just disappointed with the release is all. The members have explained that they had no ill intention behind the choreography or styling and were really cautious about it. So I don't think it's a matter of ignorance, but rather just not knowing everything about what they were doing. I'm not going to talk about CA here cause I'm not Daisy. Instead, I've linked videos by Daisy creators and articles in the description box if you'd like to learn more about the issue. My sole opinion is that I think their company made a lot of decisions in poor taste and should have put in more thought and research into the comeback. Especially since the girls themselves produced the song and said that Rika Rika is a play on the word Africa. Before y'all drag these girls and their company, just remember that hate isn't going to solve anything. Please don't send hate towards the group. Instead, amplify the voices of those who've been hurt. Help educate others about why it's insensitive and hold the company and the group accountable. Well, that's it for the video. Thank you for making it to the end of this long ass review. Comment down below your thoughts of this month's comebacks and let me know what some of your faves were. Until next time, stay groovy. Stay safe. Keep smiling. Love y'all. Bye bye.